Phew, my goodness, it's been a hectic day. So this is Cassandra Williamson coming to you from way up in a holler in Pike County, Kentucky, right along West Virginia. Welcome to the Path Forward. It is 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and today's date, April the 9th, 2025. Wow. Yeah, so I've spent most of the afternoon trying to get a new computer hooked up and running, and I'm going to tell you, that I cut that one like, I don't know, 5 minutes to go. So before the show started, I finally got everything put in place, and I'm still gonna have to do some, adjusting and things like that. I've got another computer coming tomorrow. It's for the other screen I've got to have, so I can see what's going on, kind of manage things better, hopefully. So yes, after 800 bucks and all these different parts and pieces, just little things, nothing major. Computer's Windows 11 though. I finally got rid of 10, upgraded a little. Hey, so this morning I got up, took me a few minutes, but I made the bed and I put one foot in front of the other and I just started the day off because I knew I had a lot going on. So I wait for my mom to wake up. First thing, well, obviously I get myself put together and all this kind of stuff. And I've got a lot of things that I know I have to take care of. I have to wait for mom to get up though, because I have to give her her daily medicine, morning medicine, and give her an insulin shot. And, I take care of all that. And she's well. Check on my brother, whose breathing is still horrible, really bad. Can hardly get away from the couch where he has his oxygen machine and oxygen tanks all set. And so he's struggling with that. And my sister is doing all right too. And I did talk to my cousin today. She's fine as well. I'm glad that she's fine. So that was all before 10. So I asked mom what she wants to eat, and she thought about it a minute. She thought about it. She goes, bacon and eggs and toast. So made some bacon and eggs and toast. And after I got her all taken care of with breakfast and stuff, I've still got dishes to clean up. That's from all day long at this point. But yeah, after that, I had to go to Logan, West Virginia, which is about 30 miles from where I am, roughly 25, 30 miles from here, to get some oxygen for my brother and all that, and go shopping, take care of some stuff there, come back home. And it's been a long day so far. And then a new computer came in. I just want to give a big shout out. I'm not going to mention names or anything, but I just want to say thank you for all those people who are supporting what I'm doing. And I appreciate you. There are several of you, and I just want you to know that I very much appreciate each of you. And thank you so much. Thanks also for watching. I don't know who's here at this point in time. I see some numbers, but numbers are irrelevant over on the screen. So what's been going on today, folks? Well, kind of a rundown of the news. Everybody already knows that the stock market took off again, but it took off again after trying to put a pause on the tariffs, except for China. And China he's trying to get a bigger deal with. And, we know that's how he operates, okay? And so I don't want people to get scared when you look at your 401k, you look at your retirement planning or your stocks and bonds and things like that. Don't get all bent out of shape and rush to sell. By now you should know that, Don't just make a hasty decision and do something that you will regret later, because then it becomes not just a paper decline, but a real monetary decline. So wait your way through those things. Actually, do like I did. Find a low spot and buy. So, yeah. There's been a lot of interesting things today. Got all those different executive orders that the president sent out, going after lawyers and law companies and agencies, things like that. The fish, something about fish up in one of the Great Lakes. I don't know which one. I just caught part of that story on the news. I'm thinking, okay, then it's an invasive fish that's actually destroying other fish in the area. So they're trying to get it under control. And the crazy part is they've been trying to do this for many years, more than a decade. And the Obama administration wouldn't deal with it. The first Trump term didn't deal with it. The Biden administration didn't deal with it, but Trump today did address it. So I don't know exactly what they're going to do. The executive orders you can find over on whitehouse.gov. Okay, go look for them there. He's got them all listed. If you're willing to read through hundreds of executive orders and declarations and things, you'll find something interesting every time. So anyway, those are about the biggest news stories that I have. I've been really busy today, and it's been taxing. And what can I say? It's one of those days you just smile, put a foot in front of the other, and go. Now that's the way you approach every day, though, isn't it? That's what we're supposed to be doing, is looking at the day ahead of us and saying, okay, I've got things I need to accomplish. I'm doing it just the way I'm supposed to be doing it. I'm putting one foot in front of the other. I'm not letting the world drag me down into a ditch or a hole or a deep abyss. So you're doing everything you can to keep focused on what's directly in front of you and taking care of yourself and your community where you are. Now, I want to reiterate a couple of things that I've mentioned in previous episodes from way back when. Everybody knows, everyone knows on here that I will absolutely go after people who are being, can I say this politely? No, I'm going to avoid the politically correct thing, and they're just being buttholes. Well, I did go a little politically correct on that one, but that was, I don't want to offend too many people with my Navy potty mouth. Okay. It's there. I've got one of those. All right. Forgive me. It's just part of the training. It happens. But anyway, so yeah, if somebody's being just going out there and making a nuisance of themselves, I don't care about your identity. I don't care about any of those characteristics. You're being a butthole, and I find out about it, I'll call you out on it. I've said it before. I'll do it again. I'll continue doing that because, the whole issue with what we're dealing with right now is we've got a lot of really loud people on one part of this thing that have taken complete control over it. And they have taken it and run with it and put themselves in the spotlight. And then it draws a lot of resentment and anger, not just from the rest of the country, but others in the community too, because, most of us are just wanting to live and let live, right? That's what we're trying to pursue and trying to do, live and let live. All right. At least that's what I think. Am I wrong in thinking that? No, I don't think so. So that's really the whole crux of this, okay? We've got people doing things that are just asinine crazy. There are trans people who had shot up a place in a school or whatever. Yeah, and they put a huge spotlight on all of trans people in the country. They did. And it hurts everyone. If you're going out here and today, if you're one of these people going out there and saying, I'm going to go out here and put myself in this place and just watch what happens. Let's say I walk up to someone at a store teller or something like that. If I walk up there, and I do it a lot, and this is what happens. Okay, let me tell you, this is what happens. I walk up there and they'll go, "Hey, ma'am, how you doing? You all right today?" And I'll say yes, and then they'll look at me and they'll go, and I said, "Well, I know it kind of confuses you, but that's all right. That's quite all right. I make fun of it myself. It's one of those deep voices I learned about how to project that thing in the Marine Corps. So I go really low." And so I have a lot of fun with it. I don't get all bent out of shape over stuff like that. I'm not going to call somebody out over it. I know that this voice is there. I could technically and realistically, I could learn how to do a less deep voice and have it not sound like Mickey Mouse. Yeah, there's ways to do that. Yes, voice training can do that. I'd probably sound like a girl from Eastern Kentucky. And I told a doctor one time I didn't want to sound like my sisters. They wanted to help me in that direction. And I said, no, no, I love my sisters, but I don't want to sound like my sisters. But I still play it up. If I get phone calls, I'm not going to jump down somebody's throat because they go, yes, sir. They hear me. They don't see you. They hear you. And they go, and they hear me, and I'm talking with them. They go, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I go, yeah, I know. I learned that deep voice a long time ago. You're reading one name on one piece of paper, and it says this, and you think it should be that way sounding. And I'm going, well, that's just a trick I learned in the Corps, and I have a lot of fun with that. And, it's no big thing. So, okay. Oh, my cousin over here, let me put this up here on the page. I'll just mention this real quick. All right. This is my cousin up in Columbus, Ohio. Hi. And I know that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But look, this is the thing, though. If you're having to walk on eggshells around people because you're afraid of offending them, the problem's not you. The problem is that they've got the eggshells all over them. That's the problem. It's not, you shouldn't have to worry about that. You shouldn't have to. And I know that with my voice and things like that you may see one thing. A lot of guys do. They get all, they're staring me up and down as they walk with their wives as I go by. I've seen it happen a half a billion times. And yeah. But if I were to walk up to him and go, hey, what's your wife's name? Oh, that'd be funny. But no, no one should have to walk on eggshells to keep from offending people. Because if those people haven't done enough to fit in the way they should fit in, and this is just binary society we live in. Okay, like it or not, that's the way it is. It's been that way for a long time, but it only applies to 99.5% of the whole place. But that 99.5%, that's an awful lot of people. And so they're stuck in that. And so we have to be the ones who go, I'll be all right. I'm not going to take offense at somebody who does all this kind of stuff, says something wrong, uses the wrong name around here where family's located. That happens a lot. But that's fine, because I'm just glad to be here, to be in a place where I can actually help my family and be here for them. That's the whole point, right? To be useful in the community where you live and work and play, not to be a nuisance, not to be the one that everybody goes, oh, look, there's that person again that gave everybody a hard time over the pronoun. And I'm going, what? Really? Jeez. Can I talk to them first? Because I will be telling them, grow up. Stop making a big deal out of that. All it does is bring attention to you, gives you your 15 minutes of fame, and then you run off with it and get all flustered about it, and you tell everybody on the internet and all of your friends and family and everybody that somebody misgendered you down there. And what happened? Well, I was talking to somebody down there, and I'm using my voice I grew up with, basically, and they got offended, or I got offended because they could see me and they did something else. Well, no, look, you've got to be the bigger person. I know I'm preaching to the choir. I really am. I'm preaching to the choir. Most of the people here tonight know that, okay? We know that. So, Wilma, don't worry about that. And, I understand and I appreciate it. And yes, there are a lot of people out there who do take offense at it, but that's on them. They took offense. It's not on you to look at them and say, what's going on? Are you all right? Do you know what's going to happen here? Do I have to say this or that, or how do you want to be addressed? That's fine. If you could do that, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But the other person, that non-binary person, or that gender non-conforming person, or trans person over there, or a gay or lesbian person, presenting in some way that's different than the stereotypical norms or the heteronormativity. So yes, I mean, it's on them to find a way to fit in and to be something that they're aspiring to become, or are they just aspiring to become a caricature of something? That's the question. That's really the whole crux of it, actually. And that's what we're seeing whenever people make a big deal out of it. And they're all decked out and all this, and they walk around like this all the time, like, and you know that everybody who sees them knows that their DNA was a little bit different than what they're presenting as. At least the superficial DNA. I know deep down inside there's some genetic changes and things. I could get all wonky into all of that and explain it to you, but it would be absolutely pointless because, you know, I know a lot about it, and there's a lot I don't know, but I spent too many years studying this. Oh my God, too many years reviewing everything I could get my hands on about it. Right. But anyway, so the onus of responsibility is not on you, Wilma, or anyone else out there to try to not offend anyone. And we all like to do that. That's being politically correct. That's fine. You know, if that's how you want to go through all of this, that's perfectly fine. No one will object to that, or at least if they do, send them my way. I've got a woodshed out back. If people are getting offended and you have to walk on eggshells around them all the time, well, they're not very mature, are they? That's putting it bluntly. They got some growing up to do. That's the whole thing right there. So what is the path forward? Now let's tie all this stuff together. Well, throughout this whole 15, 17 minutes, I start out talking about taking care of family. I get up, actually, make the bed, I put one foot in front of the other, take care of family right where I am. I go take care of business out in the town. I go shopping for different people. I check on them. And then I get here and I spend the whole afternoon putting the darn computer together, get it all set up to run with 5 minutes to spare. And knowing I've got another show to do at 7:30 Eastern time on Zoom, not on this. But yeah. I mean, you can go on the website, go to the website, right there, scrolling across the bottom of your screen right now. You just subscribe to the newsletter down there. If you want to buy me a coffee, you can do that. I don't drink coffee, but buy me a donut. And I eat too many of those. I'm trying to figure out how to lose all this. I was talking to my sister Tammy, I think it was last night. We were just having a good old time talking because I'm telling her about all this stuff I'm trying to do to lose weight because I'm having to buy bigger and bigger clothes to hide in. And that's so annoying to me. And yeah, I know if you gain weight, you know, you get a little older or whatever, but I'm going to tell you, this is, whoo, jeez, I'm at 210 my entire life up until about 10 years ago. But maybe, yeah, 10 years ago, I was about 135 forever, from high school all the way through the military and everything. Anyway, so we were cackling, having a good old time, laughing and carrying on about all this stuff. And so I told her I'd got me some apple cider vinegar and some. Don't do this. I mean, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. This is what I'm trying to see if it'll work. I'm unwilling to go out there and spend fortune on Ozempic and stuff like that. But I got myself some apple cider vinegar and some turmeric and some cinnamon and baking soda and a cup of water. And I'll tell you, that stuff, when you put it together the way I've seen how to do it, then it tastes pretty bad. I haven't noticed a change. I've been on it now for 2 days. And I wanted to lose it all. No. Anyway, have fun. Come back tomorrow evening. Let's chat. If you have any news stories or any ideas you'd like for me to talk about, to discuss with you, or at least my perspective on things, I've got a lot of topics I can talk about. I mean, you just pick it and I'm going to go talking about it as long as I know a little. But what I don't know, I will tell you I don't know. And here I'm talking. I'm still going on. If you registered for tonight's show, then tonight's show on Zoom, it starts at 7:30 Eastern. See you tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, the 10th of April, tomorrow. Bye, everyone. My screens are backwards now. I got to figure out where all this stuff went to.